Welcome back to Dubbzi Bricks for another Gotham City update, and we're going to be working on this section again today. First thing I need to do is remove this section. That'll be going over to my table so I can work on it. But the other reason being is I need to remove this section, attach the switch track underneath here, and then slide this back up into place. And hopefully we'll be able to get it all connected together how we need to do so. What I also want to do before I connect the track together, though, is tile underneath this section just here. I can hardly reach from that side of the table over to here, so the best thing to do is do it now, then it's done, just in case I need to take the roof off to get my fingers down to the floor section on there. Once I've done that, as I mentioned, I'm going to carry on building the walls all the way around here, and I want to make a start on the road section that's coming up from here. So if we can get this next section of Mills plate structure all ready for the Wayne Terminus and the buildings that are going to be going above it, then I'll be very happy to get to that stage. So without further ado, let's take this over to the table and let's get started. And that's the tiling all completed in between the pillars there, and it was very fiddly, and I ended up removing all of the pillars, doing the tiling and putting it all back together. So I'm glad I did it when I did before I build too much more on this section here. It came apart in just a couple of pieces, so it's very quick to put it all back together again afterwards. Now that I've done that, let's move this back over to the mock table and attach the train track through here to connect it to the section to the side, and then we can finally make a start on the part that goes to the side here. And here we have the two Mills plates that I'm going to be working on next. And I've removed all the pillars on here just to make it a little bit easier to work. I need to lower the train track into the Mills plate, so I just need to remove the bricks under the plates there and then put the relevant plates in below it. And on this side, I need to join these two Mills plates together. Originally, I thought it would be better having it as two separate ones, but now I think it's going to be a lot easier to have it as one large Mills plate, especially as I join the two over, so I can help support the Mills plate that goes on top of the raised platform area. So let's strip these pillars off just here, join the two Mills plates together and start lowering the track into the plates. And that's the foundations all sorted on this Mills plate. So it seems to be nice and strong. There are loads of plates underneath the actual plates themselves here. So we've gone 2 plates thick. And the problem I've got is this is 6 of the 32 by 32 base plates. So I've had to reinforce it along all of the joins, so when I'm moving it to and from the table, it doesn't break in any area at all. So hopefully we've got enough strength under the plate sections just there that's going to help keep it all together. What I'm going to concentrate on now is doing the wall that goes along this section just here, which is the last wall of the Wayne Terminus building. And I'm loving the start of this part here. It's nice getting this section back over here to make sure everything does line up properly. And I've just made a temporary ramp section up just here, as this is where the Batmobile will be coming out of the Wayne Terminus section. So that's the steepness of it, but at least I now know what I'm working with, and I can then carry on building all of the walls all the way around this. And I'm going to have it so that the wall on the outside here, you can actually see the side of the ramp, but the wall on this side here will be completely enclosed, so you can't actually see the ramp from that side. So anyway, let's take this section back over to the table and let's carry on building those walls up. And here we have the section all back in place, and I just wanted to make sure that everything was lining up properly, and I was happy with how we were going with this. And I think it is, I'm getting the feel, the vibe, whatever, of what I was hoping to achieve with this particular build. I've got a cut section just in the wall there, just so you can see a little bit more detail with the ramp coming up. Now what I will be doing is I'm going to continue to build this wall along here to around about there. I will plate off this section just here, however the rest of it will go back to having a mills plate. So it is going to just step up, but it will only be by a couple of bricks on there. So we're not going to be going the same height as what we've got on this side just here. Now what that will mean is when we've got the train line at the back here, which is a train line which is going in and out of actual Gotham City, that is going to have to be on stilts of some description. And that's the front of the section all plated off, and that's the last of the permanent plates put in place. The rest of this section just here is going to be a mills plate. Now I still need to raise the wall up on here by 6 bricks and 2 plates, and that will continue all the way around the edge there. But one thing I thought would be quite cool to do if I can is put a bat symbol into the brickwork there, just the same as I used to have on the landing pad in my old back cave. So I'm just going to see how much room that's going to take up and how easy it's going to be to put that in. But I thought it would be quite a nice detail to have in there. So let's take this back to the table, see if we can fit it on there, and then we'll check back in once we've done so. And here is the old bat symbol that used to be the landing pad in my old bat cave. So luckily this is a removable section. And I've got 6 bricks high in which to work with, so I'm going to have to take a couple of rows of bricks out just down here, and then hopefully I can just slot that all into place. It'd be nice to just be able to reuse this, as it almost feels like I'm bringing one of my old mocks into my latest one. So let's try and get that all sorted out now, and fingers crossed we can fit it in there. And there it is, the bat symbol from our very first mock has now been integrated into our latest mock, and it's so nice seeing it on the wall there rather than just having it sitting on a shelf in the Lego room. So really pleased with how that's come out, and I do like the effect it's had on the wall. Now with this whole section here, I think one of the next things I'm going to need to do is build the pillars up, or at least put the start of them on the floor so I know where to avoid building on there. And then once I've done all of the details inside here with the Wayne Terminus, I'll then build the pillars up and work out how I'm going to have the support struts going across the top of the build. And then once I've done that, I can then build one large mills plate to go over the top, which the Old Wayne Tower will then sit on top of it. But really pleased with what we've managed to get done in this update. It's always nice seeing a lot more filler brick and filler plate all covered over. I just can't wait to get started on building the actual Wayne Terminus in here, putting the back computers and all that good stuff. And the other thing I need to do as well is design a Batmobile as well, because I want to make one that's only 6 studs wide. So that's going to be quite the challenge, and really looking forward to doing that in the coming weeks. Now on the section over here, got the support beams already, and again that's just waiting for a mills plate to be built and put on top of that. But that's all permanently attached at the front there. And now I've done that, I can also make a start on building the first floor of the Old Wayne Tower. Now I'm not sure whether to just have it resting on tiles or whether to actually build it into the actual plates themselves. I'm thinking possibly doing it freestanding will be the best way forward, but I'll have a good think about that before committing to it. And following on from a comment a couple of weeks back, people asking to see before and after photos. Here is the before of the inside of Wayne Terminus, and here is the after, and this is from the other side of the table, before and after. So a good bit of progress made in this update. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the update. If you have, please remember to give us a big thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future content on the channel. And if you know anybody else you think could be interested in building Gotham City in Lego, if you can share the channel with them, it'd be much appreciated. Anyway, thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.